One of the most important things that students always forget is memorizing the curriculum, having an overview of the curriculum. So for OCR O-Level Law, the curriculum includes the English legal system, criminal law, lawmaking, the law of tort, nature of law, and contract law, or human rights law if you're doing that one. And students should know what falls under each one of these subcategories of law. So under the English legal system, you should know what falls under the English legal system. You should know what falls under lawmaking, criminal law, the law of tort, contract law, nature of law. All of this should be known. The reason for this is because it allows you to organize your knowledge. If your knowledge is organized, that means you can access it quickly in the exams. So that means you won't be wasting time. You won't be taking time out to remember the content. You'll know for paper 1, it's the English legal system. For question 1 and 2, it's the English legal system. And you know what content would fall under which one. So you'd see it's let's say you see it's legal personnel. You know exactly what fall under legal personnel: solicitors, barristers, legal executives, the judiciary, and for question 2, judicial independence. So if you think it falls under legal personnel and it's about solicitors, barristers, and legal executives, then you need to bring your mind into that part that you've memorized, and you'll have all of your information already organized in there because you've memorized it in this format. So what most students have is they've got a bunch of knowledge that they've memorized about law. They'll have a bunch of different facts in their head about law, but they don't know exactly where it fits in. Is it statutory interpretation, delegated legislation, or law reform? They'll forget, they'll get it mixed up, and they'll take time to think about what falls under statutory interpretation. So building a framework in your head of the OCR A-Level Law curriculum is really important. It'll allow you to access the knowledge really quickly in the exams, which stops you from wasting time. And it'll also let you draw links from one subtopic to the other. So what I've done is I've made this PDF outlining the OCR law curriculum. It goes through the English legal system, criminal law, lawmaking, and the law of tort. Now from here, what you do is you memorize each and every one of these subtopics, the names of all these subtopics: English legal system, criminal law, lawmaking, law of tort, and then you memorize what falls under each one. So for lawmaking, that's parliamentary lawmaking, delegated legislation, statutory interpretation, judicial precedents, law reform, European Union law. Then you should memorize what comes under each and every single one. And then once you've done this, all your knowledge on lawmaking, you should put it into each and every one. So everything you know about the legislative process, you slot it in. So that's the green and white paper, the types of bills, and the legislative stages. Now when you do this, all your knowledge will be organized and it'll be easy to access. This will only work if you put time and effort into memorizing it. So this is one of many methods for memorizing content, and this is a very structured and procedural way of memorizing the law content. It's also a very popular method. It allows you to separate the forest from the trees, so to speak. So I'll put a link to this PDF in the description, and you can print it off, draw notes from it, and you can annotate it, and you can use it to memorize your law framework.